Hi, my name is Dana Berggren, and I work in client services with the GLM and SLM products. Today, I'm going to show you how to add an opportunity to your universe. If you have a new scholarship to add to your universe, there are some steps to consider beyond adding it to your list of opportunities. To begin, click on the Applicant Opportunities tab and click Add Opportunities. Enter the name of your opportunity and click OK. To add a description, click the pencil icon to edit this field. Enter your description and click OK. This description will only show up on the confirmation page after an applicant submits their universal application. Additionally, if you don't already have some placeholder opportunities, I suggest you add 2 to 4 placeholder opportunities. This will allow you to easily incorporate new scholarships after you've launched your application for the year for those opportunities that often spring up mid-cycle. In the next video, I'll show you how to hide the placeholder opportunities from the applicant's view. The scholarship that we just added has the following criteria: attend Central or West high schools, reside in Scott County, pursue a degree in education, and preference will be given to applicants who have taken 2 or more years of German in high school. Before we build eligibility rules for these criteria, we need to make sure that we are asking for the correct information on the application. On the Application tab, click on the pencil icon to the right of your application. Find your high school question. This is the first scholarship that we have for Central High School students, and we don't yet have this high school on our list. We're going to edit this question to include that list option. In the Add List Items box, type in Central High School. And if you'd like, go ahead and click Alphabetize List Items. Save the question. We are not currently collecting their county of residence, so we will need to add that question. Navigate to the point in the application where you think it best fits and click Add New Question. We're going to use a list type question. As with all questions that are tied to eligibility criteria, you'll want to use either a special format or a list question. We're going to make this a drop-down list. Enter your label, any applicable instructions, and enter in your list items. For this particular question, I would include both the county that we need, Scott County, as well as any other counties that are in your typical service area. We will want to make this a required question because we need all applicants to respond to it so that we can determine if they are eligible for the Newhouse Family Scholarship. We don't need to change anything on the Applicant Opportunities tab because it defaults to being a common question. Because we need everyone to respond to this question in order to determine if they're eligible, it needs to be a common question. Now you can save the question. We are already collecting their field of study, so we simply need to confirm that we are already collecting whether or not they are an education major. We already have that list item here, so we are good on that point. We do, however, need to add a question to determine if applicants meet the preference around German language coursework. You can either add this as a yes/no radio button question, but if you have an existing checkbox question that captures information for other niche scholarships, you can add this point as a list item. We have that question here under applicant information. We have other items that apply to other scholarships, This is a more streamlined approach rather than asking a yes/no question for each of these niche criteria. And to add our criteria point about German language, we are going to edit this eligibility criteria question and add a new list item. And save the question. Now we're ready to build out eligibility rules for the Newhouse Scholarship. We're going to go back out to our main page for the 2022 scholarship application and click on the eligibility tab. At the bottom of the page, click Add Eligibility Rule Group. In the rule group name, add the name of your scholarship. Since an applicant can attend one of 2 high schools, we need to put those high schools in their own subgroup. So I'm going to click Add and/or Rule Group and name this subgroup High School. The toggle inside of this subgroup needs to be or, since they can attend either Central or West High Schools. Then I'm going to select High School from my form question dropdown. My comparator is going to be equal to, and I can select my first option. Then to add the West High School option, I'm going to click Add or Rule, and again select high school attending, equal to, and this time West High School. You'll notice that both of these rules are inside the same orange box, indicating that they are a subgroup. The toggle inside of this box only applies to the rules that are also inside this box. Below that subgroup, I'm going to go to the other orange box to build out my next rule, county of residence. Going to select that from my form question dropdown. My comparator is equal to Scott County. You'll notice that the toggle between this rule and the subgroup is and. I'll continue adding the field of study. Is equal to education. But I am not going to build a rule that encompasses the preference. I can always narrow down my field of applicants at a later time using custom columns or reporting, but I don't want to exclude anyone at this point if they have not completed 2 years or more of German language courses. Before I save, I want to click over to my Choose Opportunities tab. I do not want this to be a common rule group that applies to all of my scholarship opportunities. I only want it to apply to the Newhouse Family Scholarship. Now to save the rule group, I'll click OK. Here, you can preview your rule group. If you would like to test the rules that you just built, you can click Test Eligibility. This takes you to a preview of your application. You can enter in just the fields that you need to test. For us, that's the high school, the county, and our field of study. I can bypass all other required questions on this application and click on Test Answers at the bottom. My results will be displayed up here. And given the responses I entered, I expected to qualify for the Newhouse Family Scholarship, which I can see by this green check mark. This is a good step to include if you are adding a new scholarship so that you can make sure that you have built out your rules appropriately. Finally, the last change we have to make to our universe is editing the evaluation form to capture the noted preference. Click on the Evaluations tab, and then on the pencil icon to edit the appropriate form. For this universe, we're just working with Evaluation 1. We have our common evaluation questions that will be used for all opportunities. But then we also have evaluation questions that will be used for specific opportunities. This is where we're going to add a question for the Newhouse Family Scholarship. Click Add New Question and select the question type you'd like to use. For preferences, common ones include a yes/no question or a scoring question. Click on the Applicant Opportunities tab and only select the opportunity this question applies to, the Newhouse Family Scholarship, and save the question. Evaluators will only respond to this question for Newhouse Scholarship applications. If you are using opportunity-specific follow-up forms, you will need to add a follow-up form for this opportunity. For more information on how to do that, please refer to UA Overview and Building Forms and the section Build and Configure Follow-up Forms. We'll take you through the steps that you need to complete to add an opportunity-specific follow-up form.